We now very well understand the complexity of the web of life, the different relationship between all species, including human beings, to the tiniest and to the largest species. And taking one of the elements of the web of life out of the system could throw the whole system off. So far we've been lucky, it hasn't done so. But we're taking a lot of risks with not taking care of those species that can't speak for themselves. And so we need to understand the complexity of that web. We've already destroyed an awful lot, and as we speak, we're continuing to destroy and lose species. But the complexity of the web has to be understood both in terms of economic and conservation frameworks. Very much like we finally, after starting in the 1980s, we finally understood the economic consequences of messing up our climate system, which we're responsible for. We finally understood it, and now we're trying to catch up desperately. We need to ask exactly the same kind of questions about species. Can we really afford to ignore the fragility of life and just to destroy species one after the other? When is the tipping point going to be reached? And I don't mean to sound like some sort of panicked person, but let's be intelligent about it. And let's ask those questions. Science has explained to us the interrelationship in that web. And when you take one out, is that going to tip over? So these are just intelligent questions which we, as intelligent, educated human beings, should ask ourselves and should start taking some measures to protect and take care. So I think this is a systemic problem, really. We tend to deal with issues in different departments, different silos. That's the way human beings have somehow or other developed their knowledge systems. And it worked for a while. It was kind of nice to learn Latin in Latin class and learn geography in another class and learn mathematics in another and never make a connection. It was interesting and intellectually stimulating. But because the world that we live in has issues that are so interrelated, that we need to start looking at these issues in a more systemic way, and that seems to be difficult for us. So in many ways, it's a knowledge organization, knowledge management issue, and it's also a governance issue. I mean, if you think about where environment is treated in governments, it's kind of the junior minister, except in some rare cases now where those ministries have been given their right place. In fact, I think there shouldn't even be any environment ministers. I think environment and the issues about our threatened ecosystems should be a part of all ministries' number one preoccupations. We're talking about the house we live in, which looks like it's on fire, but we haven't yet smelled the smoke, really. Again, I'm not saying that to panic myself, you, or anybody else, but if my house were burning down, I'd do something about it. So the big challenge is looking at these issues in a systemic manner and in an integrated, interdisciplinary manner. We talk about doing things in an interdisciplinary way, but it seems to be hard for us to do it.